Welcome to Riddell Sports Network. I'm Dan, this is Dare.
Heyo.
And Dave.
Go for it on fourth every time.
Cash or trash? We need some cash or trash, Dare. The NFL's rigged.
Trash. Next. Oh, we talked about this last time. We think we're saying that it's kind of rocked by the refs a little bit. It seems like.
That's exactly what I'm referencing. I'm not saying the players are in on it.
Yeah, no, yeah, and NFL's not in on it. I think it's, well, I mean, they might be, but it's more the refs, I think. But I'm going to say overall trash.
Oh, if you're saying no players involved, anything like that? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is absolutely cash. Absolutely. They influence the game all the time, and this always works out to
so
be.
You're saying it is rigged?
It is.
Okay.
Well, I'm not. See, before when we talked about it, I was thinking like you were saying that players are involved and it's scripted and stuff like that, because there would be no way to keep all these guys quiet. But absolutely, you see it too much, too big of missed calls, too little of calls. You know what I mean? They're the same play will not be called a flag 80,000 times during the year. You get to that spot where a Mahomes or somebody they want in the Super Bowl or they want to win that game, it'll go their way every time.
Brady and the Patriots were known for 20 years for the lack of penalties against them. Was it because they weren't committing penalties? No.
No, you'd call a penalty on every play.
That's what I mean when it's rigged, because there's no chance in hell you get Cam Newton, who's got his own podcast, and he wouldn't be like, oh yeah, they told me not to go for that fumble in the Super Bowl. Yeah. No, I think it's 100% the refs, and I have some numbers here. So, firstly, I think the reason that I kept it in here a second time is because it was so much more obvious after we sat here together and watched that AFC Championship game. But Pat McAfee had a video that comes up. The title of the video, it's official. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift said, "I love you" after AFC Championship win. That's the title of a Pat McAfee video. They needed Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But they're saying that the whole time. They're saying they're going to break up after the season, too.
Or they're saying that's to her, right?
That's what's going on now.
They don't care. They'll fake marriage. It doesn't matter. I like AJ Hawk, though. He's the man.
Yeah, definitely.
Farmer Pack.
Why is he not in studio? That's always my beef.
He probably just lives somewhere else. I hate that he's not in studio.
Every time I watch the show, he's not saying anything. He's on screen.
Yeah.
Every single time.
What about your boy with the greasy mullet? I can't stand looking at that guy. There's a dude on Pat McAfee's show who has the nastiest looking mullet. He's always going like, "Yo, the Patriots." Oh, this guy is cringy as shit. So I have some stats here. Is there anything that you could tell me, because this will be over Dare's head, about those games, what they have in common? Now, this is dating back to 1982. I have 4 Super Bowls on this list. I put these 4 Super Bowls up. Now, the further you go back in Super Bowl history, the more that this occurs, because, you know, obviously the fewer Super Bowls that have happened, these are the only 4 times from 1982 to today that 2 teams who had not won the Super Bowl were in the Super Bowl together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The point being, the NFL has been rigging these games for decades to get the highest possible ratings, right? To get the most eyes on it. Now, what Rams-Titans, does anyone care about that?
That's what I was just saying. Is Rams never been before?
Before that. No.
Marshall Faulk. I'm on that team. Marshall Faulk was on the Rams.
Yeah.
I don't know much about football.
That was their first Super Bowl win. Teams that had never won before.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's the reason I put that up. And it's just always... Yeah.
Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk,
Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce.
That 85 Bears, they hyped that team up so much. I mean, they were nasty. Defense was disgusting. But with the Super Bowl shuffle and all that stuff, they hyped that team up.
Yeah. So we have the 82 Super Bowl, 49ers, Bengals, Bears, Patriots in 85, Giants, Broncos in 87, and Rams, Titans in 2000. Just the reason that I say that is because when you look down the whole list, it's always Steelers, Cowboys, Broncos, Packers, all the way down. And, you know, if you go back past Super Bowl 16 was 1982. So when you start going back, of course, more teams are going to
Yeah.
Because, Super Bowl 5 is not going to be repeat winners, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting that, you would think it would happen a lot more.
Yeah.
But it's always, think about when the Panthers go. Play the Patriots, play the Broncos.
Well, how many teams have not won the Super Bowl?
12 teams have never been to a Super Bowl. Anything else on the NFL being rigged that it obviously is? Oh, cash, by the way. I don't know if I said that. So, yeah, definitely cash. Taylor Swift is bad for football, cash or trash?
How much money and equivalent brand value has Taylor Swift made the NFL?
I already know the answer because I saw it. So,
oh, really? Say like 166 billion or some shit like that.
332 million.
Yeah, 331.5. So, obviously, she's helping the NFL in a way. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. See, so I'm
gonna say cash.
You want trash?
What is it? Well, what's the question?
Is she bad for the NFL?
Oh, bad. Yeah, I'm going trash.
You said it. I was trying to. That's exactly what I was saying, but you said it better.
Right.
I said trash too.
No, this is cash.
I knew this. Why I wanted this in here. I knew Dana light her up.
Nah, she needs to go away. You know what? More so than Taylor Swift being bad for football, the dude who sits there with the headphones on and goes, camera A, camera B. That guy's a fucking asshole. Whoever's telling him to keep focusing on the press box, and this doesn't just go for Taylor Swift, it goes for Jerry Jones and the Eagles owner and everyone else that they keep showing. I want to see what's happening on the field. I want to see more. This is why I love the Manning cast. Because even though they don't really do play-by-play, they talk about what's happening. They go through the mindset of the offenses and the defenses, because quarterbacks would probably be better defensive coordinators than offensive because of how many years they spent studying defenses. So the Mannings are excellent at it. I wish we had more like that. Props to Greg Olsen and the dude he's with, because they're excellent. I don't feel irritated at all to them, which is rare because Tony Romo, whenever you put him with Patrick Mahomes, not good. But not focusing on football to bring in more people is bad for football. Not specifically Taylor Swift.
I was going to say, well, who was your celebrity crush?
When I was a kid? Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Let's say Jennifer Love Hewitt, and it's Jason Kelce this time on the Eagles.
I don't want to see it.
They keep going over it, so it's not just specifically.
She's got that low cut shirt on up in the booth, and you don't want to see it.
They'll put her in a sweater. I know that. No, absolutely not. Would it help if Taylor Swift was good looking? Yeah, of course it would. Make it less irritating, but still would be irritated. It has nothing to do with it being the Chiefs. It has nothing to do with it being like the Tony Romo thing. It's nothing to do with the fact that he's an ex-Cowboy. It's the fact that he blows Mahomes every time we hear him talk. It's ridiculous. Just be a fair and balanced play caller. And it sucks because Tony Romo has a lot of information he can give out, but he's always talking about dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like when he first started, I don't know if you guys listened to him back then, but he'd be like, oh, this is going to be a draw counter to the right. And then the play would run and he'd actually do it. It's like, oh, because this guy was a quarterback for 15 years, so he knows. But now it's just, oh, Mahomes.
There's so many memes on Twitter about that.
We even had a comment on one of our videos. It's like, was Tony Romo, like when Dave was picking the Super Bowl when we first did it, was Tony Romo in there? I'm like, nah, he was just a consultant. I don't know.
Did you see Romo going for the Taylor Swift hug?
No.
And the dude snatched his arm up. He wanted letting Romo get in, but he blocked him.
Really weird.
Security said,
She kind of looks like maybe, I don't know, I got a picture of her up right here. Just
a little ratty.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, she's weird. She's got sunken eyes.
All that money makes her hotter, though.
Should see Dave around Barbara Walters.
Older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
All right. Next, we have Zay Flowers. Specifically, was the reason the Ravens lost the game. Cash or trash?
It's either one or the other, right? There's no gray areas. I'm going to go cash. He scores that touchdown. They got a shot at making a field goal, going overtime, or taking the lead. That was a horrible, horrible fumble. Just go down. What are you doing? Great defense by Kansas City, knocking the ball out. But I'm going Cash.
Yeah, I'm going trash. Just very disappointing. Harbaugh's coaching was just I don't know. I love Harbaugh, but
Little suspect.
definitely. And I'll go back to the dropbacks again. Let's make him a pocket passer. Lamar's a pocket passer now. Absolutely not. They blew the game. The game call. I mean, the play calls were horrible.
But if he scores that touchdown, the momentum shift.
No, it
come on.
definitely could.
That was huge.
It was just so blah. The whole game we're just looking like, what are you guys doing? Just not the same team we've seen a few weeks before that.
Yeah, and if you remember, right before that fumble, the very play right before it, he gets up and he starts posing on the dude. He pushes him down, whoever the defender was.
Spins the ball in his face.
Which took them from being inside the 10 back 15 yards, which made them need that long play that he then fumbled on. So they would have had the ball inside, I believe it was the 5, but I'm going to say conservatively they were inside the 10, and they could have just run it. I mean, they wouldn't have run it.
No.
Jackson would drop back, and
Jackson drops back from the 1.
Empty backfield. Yeah. Jesus.
Insane.
And it's funny because there was one 4th down play where they had Jackson like in draw formation, in shotgun formation, which he always is because, you can't play under center, I guess. But he runs, it was a QB sneak where he took his time and he got like 15 yards off of it.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, that worked.
Yeah, that was too good.
Away. I would just do that all the way down the damn field because you have a good offensive line in Baltimore and just whatever. But is Zay Flowers the reason? I'm going to say trash, but he is a huge reason. So, and it was funny after the game they were interviewing him, and one of the news reporters was like, what do you think about all the ref calls and all that stuff? He's like, well, we have to account for it going into the game. So part of their game plan was, well, we know that the Chiefs are going to get the flags. I don't think he was supposed to say it out loud. Dave, cash or trash? Brock Purdy is legit.
I'm going to say trash. I still haven't seen enough. I mean, if you want to ask me if McCaffrey's legit, I'll tell you that. Because he definitely carries his offense. Is Purdy spots he looks good? Yeah, okay. But I mean, no, I don't. Like we've said 100 times, there's plenty of quarterbacks you could plug in this situation and will be as good, if not better. Yeah, I'm going to say that's trash.
I'm gonna say it's cash. This guy wins. Isn't that what it's all about? Winning?
Oh, definitely.
He has some rocky times where he's throwing bad passes over their head, and he wins.
Like everybody else.
What more do you need to see? You need him to see him win a Super Bowl. It's second year in the league.
I just don't feel like he's going to be the guy. We'll say McCaffrey went out. I don't feel like he's the guy that's going to sling you to a victory. You know what I mean? With McCaffrey there, shit, I can probably go there and throw for 210. You know what I mean? McCaffrey is just a monster. But yeah, I get what you're saying. This can go either way. But I would like to see him without a McCaffrey for a minute to see if he can actually sling it. He does show signs, though. You are right. He does show signs.
I mean, I was the biggest Brock Purdy doubter, but I mean, what evidence do you have against him?
I mean, he
can win him.
He is in the show right now. You're
exactly.
right.
What do we have against him? But it's not like he's in his 6th year. This is his second year. So it's like
they're probably being hard on him. But
we definitely are.
I'm going to say this is cash because I cannot fault the man. He was given these weapons. He makes $700,000 this year so he can have these weapons. And he's doing with them what anyone with those weapons would do. So I can't hold it against him. In 5 years when he's making 35 mil or whatever if I was him, because he seems like a pretty modest guy from what I've seen, I would take Tom Brady level pay cuts my whole career, make sure I don't ever have to go without these kinds of weapons. But
absolutely,
at some point he's gonna, and I hope for his sake because I'm rooting for him. He's an underdog. What I always tell you guys, root for the underdog. even though San Francisco's not an underdog team, still rooting for the underdog. He's shown me enough to where I'm like, yeah, he's good. Top 10 quarterback. Put him right in the Lamar Jackson category. Because Jackson might have won the MVP based on that Baltimore versus San Francisco game at the end of the year. But if San Francisco wins that, Brock Purdy's probably the MVP. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back of the last decade.
Absolutely, Cash. If he can stay healthy, absolutely. The beast. How many touchdowns he have this year? 20-ish? 22?
He set the record, didn't he?
And he gets 2 the last game.
He set the Niners season record.
He just got 2 the last game. It's hard to tackle on this kid when he gets out in the open field. Hard to take down.
Yeah, it's absolute. He's nasty. Like you said, if he stays on the field, there's nothing better. There's nothing to even compare with him. He can catch it, run it, and he can do it all. This kid's just filthy.
He has...
Would be your number 2.
Oh, give me a sec.
You're going the joke.
I would say McCaffrey's my number 2. And behind one man who you guys might have forgot about him this
Don't
year.
Don't say AP. Saying it.
No, of the last decade.
Oh, gotcha.
Retired.
Taylor?
No.
Not Taylor.
Derrick Henry.
Oh, he's down though. He was on the down slope, but the last year, a couple of years ago, yes, monster.
But why was Derrick Henry on the downslope this year?
Offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
That offensive line is horrible.
Well, you see where he's working out right now, don't you?
Mm.
He's working down Dallas way, they said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think he'd be maybe sneaking in there. That'd be a good spot for him.
Well, I'll change my answer if he goes to Dallas. But yeah, I think McCaffrey is the best weapon to have on your team, but Derrick Henry is an easy guy to build around. You just build toughness. The dude he's like an old school kind of running back, but has the speed, like the top end speed that newer running backs have. Sorry, so Derrick Henry was 1 year ahead of McCaffrey. He's got almost 2,000 more rushing yards he also had a 2,000 yard rushing season. So yeah. And if I had to pick one, it would depend on who my quarterback was, but I think Henry's the safer bet. Maybe not going forward, but like if we're talking about the last decade. So yeah.
Very true.
Here, we'll start with you. We just fully generalize this one.
The stroke kicking in, or
yep,
those edibles kicking in? Is it?
Yeah, a little of both. So we were going to do sitcoms, but we don't really know what a sitcom is.
Were you going to do sitcoms? Because I think you were right when you said Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
that's a sitcom.
Sitcoms like Friends and all that.
Family Matters.
Is it anything that has a laugh track?
That's what it is. I think that's exactly what it is, yeah.
Cash or trash, Sons of Anarchy is the greatest TV series of all time.
Thank you. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. I'm going Cash. It's definitely the greatest of all time. The ending was kind of bad, but going through the whole season was pretty great. I can't.
What do you want to say?
I can't do it now. With the drugs and the female
prostitutes.
What about Tig? With the dude with the...
Yeah, no, that's not... I wasn't a fan of that part.
I think this got cut, but Ron Perlman doesn't gross you out? That dude is hard on the eyes, I'll tell you that much.
I'm going to say Shaky Trash, because I kind of... that's one of my top series. I'm going to go with Supernatural. I watched... Yeah, it was a Shaky Trash, because it's almost Cash. But I'm going with Supernatural. I watched this series probably 6-7 times. Really good. You guys got to check it out.
Is that the one with two
Sam and Dean
main characters?
Yep, Sam and Dean.
Never seen it.
Come on, you got to watch it. It's really good.
Was that on the CW?
Yep. Come on, you know everything about, but you never seen it. All right, Dan, what are you feeling over there?
Do Supernatural.
Definitely trash. I bailed on All right, you guys are going to give me the same look. Whenever I tell anyone at which point I bailed on Sons of Anarchy, they go, what? That's when it was the best.
Was it the third episode?
No, I bailed on it as soon as they moved to Ireland or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It was a weird season, yeah.
Just like, whatever.
Come back. Go after Ireland. Come back.
Yeah, definitely.
So for me, this series, I picked up. I didn't start watching it the first season, but I picked it up during at the start of the third season. And every single year, so when season 3 came out, I'd watch 1 and 2, and then watch season 3 live. When season 4 came out, 1, 2, 3 live. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. Dexter was
good choice.
Was my favorite TV series of all time until Dexter New Blood ruined it. I haven't watched Dexter since Dexter New Blood. They completely boofed the ending. Absolutely terrible. And it actually ruined the series for me. So, the best TV series of all time is also the longest running TV series of all time. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. From start, I mean, I guess I would say season 2, with the exception of season, whatever the previous one before the current one, every single episode is a banger. It is unbelievably awesome. It has to be watched. And I would recommend Dexter seasons 1 through 8, but do not watch New Blood. Trust me.
Oh, I'm a big fan of New Blood.
What?
And we should shame Dave because he's never watched Sons of Anarchy. Or not Sons of Anarchy, Always Sunny. So we should shame you, sir. Because you didn't watch it.
I just seen
great TV series.
I just seen a clip on TikTok. Danny DeVito and what's the other dude's name?
Charlie?
Is that who it is? They're up on a mountain, and he hands.
He's already laughing just at a clip. You got to watch the series.
He hands him a bottle of Gatorade. Did you remember that part? So the dude's
it's probably in one of the new episodes.
So he sips the Gatorade and he spits it out. And he's like, "Oh my god, is that piss?" So he's like, "Oh, sorry." He's like, "Oh yeah, that must have been the piss one. I'm sorry, it's the wrong one." So he's like, "Why do you have 2 piss ones?" So he hands him the other one. The dude gulps it down. He spits that one out. He's like, "Oh, what the hell? That was piss too."
I was a Charlie.
That's got to be Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I seen it on TikTok. I was dying.
The season, ironically, that Always Sunny goes to Ireland is their worst season. Seriously, they go to Ireland.
Ireland tears them all up.
Yeah. But yeah, I have Dexter on my screen and I'm dead inside now because I used to watch that show. And ever since it ended in 2013, when did New Blood come out? 2021?
Just recently, not last year, the year before, yeah.
So
22.
Every September from 2013 to 2021, I watched Dexter from start to finish every year, and I haven't watched it since New Blood.
The guy that ends up being the killer in New Blood, he's Mr. Krabs. Did you know that? He does the voice of Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob. Yeah. I just ruined that.
I always saw that. I was disappointed. And did he die again this time? Is he really dead? Did he get shot at the end? And are they talking about coming back with a new one? Now is he fake dead again for the 700th time?
No, it's probably.
Oh, it's gonna be his kid. Yeah,
that'll be good.
I didn't like it. I didn't.
No, it sucked. And it was an interesting change at first, but it took everything that you knew about Dexter and the whole thing. It was one kill that he did, and the whole thing was covering it up. No,
that wasn't
stupid. And then the end is like, I'm a monster. It's terrible. Worst ending of any series ever.
Would you rather have it end with him going into the storm and we think that he died in the storm like the original Dexter ended?
The season 8 ending was way better than this.
Him going into the storm, we don't know what's going on here. He's just going to kill himself?
Did you not see the scene after?
Didn't they show him with his beard and the still?
Was he still alive?
They showed him in like a diner or something with a big huge ass beard.
In Canada.
Oh shit! Yeah. I thought the way I remember it, he went into the storm and that was it.
Yeah, and it blacked out for a minute, and then it went to the
Just shut it down.
You pulled the trigger too soon.
Way better ending, because the whole idea of the Dexter series, I don't want to run too long, but the whole idea is that every single time he kills someone, he learns a little bit from them when he has them on the table on how to be more of a human. He does it every single time. All the way the whole thing was a build-up, and people who just watch it don't really, understand this part, but the whole thing is building up to him trying to be a human like everyone else. But when Deb dies, spoilers, he realizes that no matter what he does, he's going to be the reason for all the death around him, whether he's the one who kills or just being a magnet for it. So that's why he goes off in the storm, fakes his death, and then basically the idea is he's in Canada doing the same thing under a new alias.
Gotcha.
But this is just like, shoot me, son. Like, nah, fuck that. Stupid. So let's watch Dexter. So the idea of Dexter New Blood season 2 it'll be this corny ass son as the main, with him as like the dark passenger. You know how it was Deb in the New Blood?
Yeah.
Get out of here. But yeah, watch Dexter 1 through 8. Trust me.
John Lithgow was about
Season 4.
John
Lithgow.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yep.
I love it.
Season 1, 2, and 4 are some of the best television that you'll ever watch. And yeah, there are some ups and downs, especially like the Hannah stuff, but whatever. Who cares? All right. That'll do it for us. That was sports and a Dexter rant. I don't know.
Watch Supernatural.
Yeah, and Sons of Anarchy, and Dave, you got to watch Always Sunny. A little clip head, you bust it out like that, it's going to...
When we go off here, I'm going to show you that clip. Word of advice, always go for it on fourth down.
Yes.
Always. Up by 100, down by 100, always go for it on fourth down.
No regrets.
Except if you blow it.
Except if you go on fourth down and don't get it.